Currently in the Emperor Edition, Rome is very powerful, and one of the reasons is because they have some of the most cost-effective swords in the game, together with some of the cheapest, most cost-effective in the game. So with a Roman build you can, for example, see 6 veteran legionaries and 6 hastati. And then the Roman player has a lot of denarii left to use on any mix of cavalry or skirmishers that he wishes, basically. So it's going to be very difficult to counter this type of Roman build. So very strong Roman builds you can use this way, but then you are using Roman units from different eras. So the Hastati, Principae and Triorii went out of favor when the Marian reforms called for legionaries to be the main soldier in the Roman army. So that's why I decided in my tournament. I had the idea few weeks ago, and then Panda Warrior brought it up again. I was talking to him and he thought it would be a pretty nice way to balance Rome, and I think so too. I think they really should have made it so that you pick Marian or pre-Marian Rome. So if you pick legionaries, your Hastati, your Principae are going to get grayed out, and so on. So for the tournament I have decided to create 2 Romes, and it's going to be the Polybian era Rome. That's going to be your Hastati, your Principae, your Triorii, and you can also use the Italian allies. So these Hastati and these Extraordinari can also be used, and you can use the gladiators as well. So I'll just put them up here. You can't use any legionary troops, and you can't use auxiliary infantry. That also goes for auxiliary Syrian archers. So you're going to use Vigiles, Triorii, we have them there. You're going to use Leves, Velites and auxiliary Balearic slingers. For cavalry you're going to use both types of equites. You can use your Extraordinari, you can use Numidians, African elephants and war dogs. So you have a very versatile roster with cost-effective units, but you can't have the combination of Hastati and legionaries. If you're going for in the Marian Roman matchups, you can only use legionaries. No gladiators, no allies, no Hastati. You can use legionaries, you can use all the legionary troops up to Praetorian Guard. You can use your auxiliary infantry, you can use your auxiliary Syrian archers, you can use your legionary cavalry, auxiliary cavalry and Praetorian cavalry. You can use your auxiliary African elephants, and you can use your war dogs. So you can't use any Numidians, no auxiliary Balearic slingers. So the roster becomes a lot smaller, but you can still create some pretty decent builds with this type of Roman setup. So there's a max 6 of the same. So if you want to go for example, you can go for 6 legionary cohort, 3 veteran legionaries, and this way you get a nicer, I think, more themed Roman army. And for your cavalry you can do whatever you want with these guys. So for example, take out one of the auxiliary infantry. If you want to go all swords, you can go like this, or you can go for a more elite, or not elite, but a more solid cavalry, or you can go for more cavalry units. But you can't, it's going to be a Marian Roman legionary army, so you can't use any of these other troops. And that's basically it for how the tournament is going to work when you have the Polybian and the Marian Roman split. You can see here the units that you are able to and not able to use. So if anything is still unclear about this, just ask and I'll answer as best I can. But it's just to make Rome slightly more thematic in the 2 time periods, and it's something that I think should have been in the game from the start. So hopefully it will be fun, and it will be interesting to see the Polybian era Roman armies go up against Carthage and not see legionaries go up against Carthage. So thanks for watching, and we'll see how this plays out on the battlefield.